Hi, Charlie. So just tell us a little bit about GoForma and what SEO and link building you've done prior to this.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm Charlie. I'm one of the co-founders of GoForma. We provide generally business accounting services for companies in the UK. We started back in 2019. We've always had quite a strong focus on our SEO. In the past, like our original link building was me reaching out to different blogs and different sites. It's not super scalable. We managed to get a couple of different links in industry specific blogs and articles. But then it's something that we just tend to like go to directories or social media posts, for what we currently do. So we hadn't done a lot of more bespoke link outreach and link building just because of the time that it takes and the results that we could see, as a small team. So yeah, when you came and kind of offered to go and reach out to people, for us, it was kind of like let's see what happens, right? Because of the results that we've had in the past.
Excellent, cool. So I'm just going to go through the links that I built for you and the sort of methodologies that I used. This shows us the links. So we've got 12 links, and then we've got 3 more links that the person who runs the website have confirmed that they're going to publish them, but they just haven't published them yet. So the average DR for the links is 55. And I used a combination of people placement and public relations.
Okay.
So people placement is when we find websites in niches that are adjacent to yours where you can write an article for their blog from your expertise that ties into what they're doing. So I focused on recruitment companies and landlord software companies and education companies, further education companies. So for recruitment companies, the topic we pitched was how to get tax ready for your first hire. So we just ran through the additional tax obligations that you have when you go from being a solopreneur to someone who employs people in the UK. So one of the links we got was ukrecruiter.co.uk, which is a recruitment directory website, but it wasn't a directory link. It was an actual proper link, right?
Yeah, and wrote all the content for this and provided it to them.
Yeah, provided all the content and everything for this. This was the same angle, just with a different website. Startup Geek, who offer startup advice and tools and stuff for startups. Moving on to the landlord, software, MRI real estate software, DR80 website, real business. It's not a site that sells links; it's a real business. And this was the blog that we got for them. Inheritance, tax planning, and buy-to-let properties. And then the final angle that we ran with people placement was further education companies. So not universities, but colleges and places that provide accountancy training that aren't universities. And we just wrote an article about pathways into accounting. So you're an accountant, you know what you're talking about here, and you're better placed than a marketer for their company to provide this information because you actually are the ones who they're going to eventually apply to jobs for. So we got links here, DR31, and DR31, DR26, right? Now moving on to the PR stuff. When Rachel Reeves announced that minimum wage was going up to £12.21 in 2025, I looked through Office of National Statistics data that broke down wage percentiles by region. And it broken down into several hundred regions. And from that, I worked out the percentage and raw number of people in each region who are due a pay rise in 2025. We published it on your website, and then I reached out to journalists who cover the regions that were biggest, that had the largest number of pay rises in the list. And we got on the Birmingham Mail, DR80. We got on the Brighton Argus, which is a DR76. Somerset Live, which is a DR73. Dudley News, which is a DR53. And then we got syndicated links to MSN, which is a DR92. And Stourbridge News, which is a DR55. Now, when it comes to syndicated links, I don't bill for these links. So if you're paying, that would just be a bonus. It's hard to say how much syndicated links actually count towards your SEO. They're non-canonical. So
Okay.
there's an argument to be made they don't have, although John Mueller has actually said that they do, but I still don't feel comfortable. Billing for them.
So a
So
funny thing about these links that you sent, right? So my co-founder Chris, he just saw one of these on the news. I think it was on like Yahoo News or something that popped up. It might have been the Birmingham one or the one from Dudley, where mentioned about co-workers due a pay rise, and he started reading the article and he was like, oh, like this is something that you contributed towards. I was just reading it out of interest.
oh
And
wow.
posted it within the team. And so yeah, it's I found that quite funny to like get my co-founder reaching out to me saying like, hey, like I saw this article that you wrote and posted about. It was like, yeah, that was Ollie.
Yeah, I mean the idea is with sort of more spammy link building, if like a potential client actually actually is digitally savvy and like looks at your footprint and they see a load of spam links, that's not going to look great. Whereas if they see you've been in the press and stuff like that, it's going to create a better impression. And these links are the lowest risk links. Like Google's not going to crack down on newspaper links. Like it makes no sense for them to do so. And you can't. That's actually not true. You can pay your way into these newspapers, but it's much harder than with other websites. So the idea is to get you links that aren't like super reputable. So are you happy with all of this, Charlie?
Absolutely happy. Look, the things that I appreciate is that you're super proactive in terms of coming up with ideas, taking control of email campaigns. You also wrote some really interesting content as well. So, we did write one or two other articles here, which we didn't go through, but, very data oriented, a lot of detail around it as well. It wasn't just kind of a really generic whatever article. Like I do think there was some good thought into that as well. And very quick to kind of get things out and start testing out the campaign. So very, very happy. I think we got some great links there as well. And so would highly recommend it as, a busy business owner. I don't have the time to do this, and to have someone that's proactive, and build some good quality work was really, really helpful.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Charlie. Yeah, thanks for this.
No problem.
Ooh.